competing parties striving to get what only one can have. Auburn, Georgia, so similar in style and tradition. Two SEC football border rivals playing for glory and bragging rights for over a century. It's War Eagle and UGA. The Tigers and the Dogs. Auburn and Georgia, rivals for the 105th time. Welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. More than 86,000 gathered in this gorgeous on-camera setting in Athens, Georgia. And first on the field, the visitors, the Auburn Tigers. And right behind them, the Bulldogs of Georgia. It's good to have you with us from Sanford Stadium on campus at the University of Georgia. SEC football. The Auburn Tigers come in with a 6-2 record, and Georgia posts a 5-2. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Todd Blackledge and Jill Arrington. We welcome you to the 105th renewal of this really ancient rivalry, first played in 1892, but played here in Athens today for only the 25th time. And as usual, there is much on the line as these two teams get together. Georgia cannot win the West, but the East rather, but they can certainly affect what's going to happen in the West. They take on Auburn today. They get Ole Miss next week, and of course Auburn 4-1 in conference play coming into this afternoon's game. And Todd, they've gotten those 4 wins, 6 on the season, but it's been tight.
Well, it has been. They control their own destiny. They sit atop the SEC West, but they're not getting a whole lot of respect because they've had so many close games. Their last 4 victories have all been decided in the final minutes of the games, 3 in a row decided by Damon Duval field goals. So they've got to play better today offensively to beat this Georgia football team, and to do that they need balance, and these two guys are going to have to step up. On the right, Tim Carter, their senior wide receiver, their best big play option throwing the ball, and then the true freshman Carnell Williams gets his first start today. He had a great game against Arkansas on a losing effort, 177 yards. Those two guys are the guys who can make plays for this Auburn offense.
Well, both of these teams are coming off byes, both coming off losses. Georgia's was to Florida, yet they still have some reachable goals for the year.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, right now their focus is they can still win 10 games. They can still beat a bunch of old rivals, particularly starting today with the win against Auburn, and they can still go to a good bowl. But the key for them, also balance. And that starts with their wide receiver, the young emerging freshman, Fred Gibson, 6'4", 180-pounder out of Waycross, Georgia. A couple weeks ago against Kentucky, he set a school record, 285 all-purpose yards, and he also had a great ball game. Then there's Musa Smith, running back, sophomore, who has been hampered by a hip flexor injury the last 3 weeks. Very limited. He's not 100%. And he probably won't be 100% until sometime in January, but he will start today, and he needs to play well. Georgia must have run and pass balance to win today.
Temperature of 75 degrees. It really is sensational. 27% humidity. Winds out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour. No rain, no clouds in the forecast. $86,000 on hand as we get set to play. Georgia has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. Damon Duval will do the kickoff chores. Fred Gibson, ever so dangerous as a kick returner, and Kenny Bailey is alongside. Here's the freshman from Waycross, Georgia. Saw that average of 28.6. 2 weeks ago, Florida elected to pooch kick Keep it away from him.
And Auburn may do the same thing, Vern. In practice, they weren't looking like they wanted to kick it to him.
This one is going through the end zone out to the 20. And the Georgia Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 at the 20. We welcome the third member of our commentary team. Here's Jill Arrington.
Well, Vern, this is the Deep South's oldest rivalry, and there are 3 head coaching figures that have made this rivalry what it is: Shug Jordan, Pat Dye, and Vince Dooley. Now, Jordan, he was an assistant at Georgia before becoming the winningest coach at Auburn. Pat Dye, he played for Georgia before coaching at Auburn, and Vince Dooley played at Auburn, assisted at Auburn before becoming a great coach here at Georgia. The crossover continues. There are 24 players on Auburn's team from the state of Georgia.
David Green is the starting quarterback. The redshirt freshman has had a really solid year. Here's the toss. Musa Smith back in the lineup. Missed the Kentucky game 3 weeks ago. Played only briefly in the loss to Florida. David Green, the lefty with Auburn roots. His grandfather, his dad, and his sister Leslie, all part of the Auburn family. He said he grew up only a modest Auburn fan. And now playing for the Georgia Bulldogs. He'll go from the shotgun. That's Veron Haynes in motion. They flip it out.
That's a pass.
It's Edwards, and it comes back. And here comes David Green. He's being chased by Dontarius Thomas. And Thomas saved a huge gain.
A great play by a great player. Dontarius Thomas is the best player on the Auburn defense. He's been banged up a little bit this year, but he's healthy now, and he read this play late but showed great makeup speed to make the play on David Green. Well executed. Edwards, a former quarterback. Nice throw back to Green, and Dontarius Thomas comes from all the way across the field to make a heads-up play.
Out of the gun again. On 1st and 10. Green goes deep down the middle. He's got Gibson. Got it. Touchdown, Georgia.
It's freshman against freshman. Fred Gibson against Carlos Rogers, and no help from the safety. Carlos Dansby, watching the quarterback, didn't get enough depth, and Fred Gibson, the big play receiver, strikes again.
Billy Bennett for the extra point. 67 yards for Fred Gibson. He's attempting to post his 4th consecutive game of 100 yards or more in yardage receiving. Fred Gibson, 67-yard toss in the 3rd play of the game.
You know, his emergence here in the last several ball games has been incredible. And coming into today, in the last 4 ball games, 22 catches, almost 20 yards per catch, and 3 touchdowns. He outdid all of that on that play.
And with the extra point, it's 7-0. Brett Kerouac will kick off now for Georgia. And the 2 deep men, Roderick Hood and Tim Carter, for the Auburn Tigers. This one bobbled, picked up at the 10 by Roderick Hood. Nice run out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And let's take another look at this touchdown pass.
Well, keep a looking right there on Carlos Dansby. Now, he's listed as a whip linebacker, but he lines up like a safety. He's there to help the corner double cover Fred Gibson, but he gets caught looking in at the quarterback. He never gets deep enough, and that's just an easy play for Georgia. Dansby's back there in order to double Gibson and to help on the deep route, and he didn't do his job on that play.
Now see the average number of plays and the average time of 2:09. Now what a moment for Daniel Cobb, the starting quarterback who first signed with the University of Georgia, now finally playing in an Auburn uniform in Sanford Stadium. Cobb signed in 1997, had severe problems with a blood clot, was not able to play in 97, came back in 1998 after a medical redshirt, but Quincy Carter had come here, and Cobb was telling us that he remembered the 4th game of that season. Carter went 15 for 15. He thought, I might not have a future playing here at University of Georgia, he wound up going to Butler Community College. And we'll continue with that in a second. Here is the handoff, and it goes to Carnell Williams, the freshman, number 24. Let's check the starting lineup for the Auburn offense. The offensive line: Simmons, McGarry, Nowlin, Pasillo, and Crittenden. Carnell Williams gets his first start today, 177 yards in the most recent outing. Carter Marcel Willis at wideouts and Lorenzo Diamond at tight end. 3rd and 1.
Strength of the Auburn team so far this year has been their offensive line.
That appears to be enough. Cobb, just to continue his story, he decided he really didn't have much of a future here. Jim Donnan was the coach and encouraged him to stay, but he and his dad went on the internet, looked around, found Butler Community College in Kansas, the defending JC champions. He went out there and got the starting job, actually led them to a successful defense. They're stretching the chain, and it is just good for the first down. Just good. And then Neil Mazzoni came out to recruit him, and he signed with Auburn. Thought a fresh start somewhere else might be good, and sat behind Ben Leard last year, but now gets started.
Well, they went out to recruit Daniel Cobb and found Rudy Johnson at Butler Community College also. So they got a pretty good 2-for-1 there.
1st and 10 at the 50. Carter in motion. Cobb back. Got him.
Fumble.
A scramble, and Auburn recovers it. David Pollock, number 47, starting today at defensive tackle.
Yeah, true freshman out of Lithonia, Shiloh High School. This is his first start. Here he is right here. He's in there because of injuries to some defensive ends. A nice swim move by the right guard, Pasillo, and gets the sack and the strip. Well, you can tell this guy's jacked to play. True freshman, first start, and he makes a big play early on. Look at the smile.
2nd down, 18. Georgia goes with 3 down linemen. 3 wideouts to the right side. Now Carter backs off the line.
Georgia showed blitz, so Cobb changed the play.
They are blitzing. Here's the foot. Carter has it, gets a block, comes right, and is tackled at the 46.5-yard line. Terrell Vieira with a tackle. And here was the starting defense on the first play. Grant, Pollock, David Jacobs, Jonathan Sullivan moves to the outside. The linebackers are Boss Bailey, Tony Gilbert, and Will Witherspoon. And the secondary, Thornton, Phillips, Vieira, and Wansley. 3rd and 14. Play clock winds down to 2. Fumble. This one forced by Charles Grant, recovered by Auburn.
Vern defensive coordinator Brian Van Gorder has been waiting for that all season. Charles Grant has gone 14 games without a sack. Here's his first one in 14 games. Runs right by Crittenden. Not only gets the sack, but also gets the strip, and Daniel Cobb better protect that football. 2 plays on this drive. Very lucky he didn't turn it over.
Damon Duvall on to punt. Wansley is back to return it. Nice and high, heads to the left, and gathered in at the 20. Nice special teams play. A 40-yard punt, nothing on the return. Travaris Robinson was down defending number 5. Well, a Georgia defense that has been yielding huge amounts of yardage in the last 4 games holds strong. They get 2 fumbles and a sack from Grant. We'll be right back. There aren't words. Oh, except you pull for the guy on the right. First down and 10. 7-0. Georgia leads. Jasper Sanks is in the backfield. Gets the handoff, breaks the tackle, moves it out to the 26-yard line. Jasper Sanks. Now let's check the starting Georgia offense. A moment ago, here was the offensive line: Foster, Jackson, McGill, Breedlove, and Stinchcomb. And on that first series, it was Musa Smith in the backfield with Veron Haynes, Edwards, Damian Gary, and Randy McMichael, the tight end. Gain of 6 for Sanks. Second down and 4. Sanks stays in the backfield. McMichael, the tight end, in motion. Here comes the blitz. Green, right side, incomplete.
Nice coverage. Nice coverage by Roderick Hood.
Now let's set the defense for the Auburn Tigers. Javar Mills, DeMarco McNeil, Spencer Johnson, and James Collier, the front four. Thomas, Pounds, and Dansby, the linebackers. And the secondary: Hood, Donnie Young gets the start today, Rashad Walker, and Carlos Rogers. Musa Smith and Veron Haynes in the I formation now on third down. Smith popped. No gain. Fourth down.
Not an easy team to run against. They're the 4th best in the SEC. Auburn defense coming in, only yielding 110 yards per game on the ground. And usually when they do a good job against the run, they play very well defensively. When they upset Florida, they did a great job against the run and then made it a one-dimensional game for Florida. They're going to try to do that today.
Roderick Hood took over the punt return duties 3 games ago, has returned 10 for the season. We have a couple of really fine punters today. Here's Jonathan Kilgo for Georgia, averaging just under 44 yards per punt. Hood, fair catch, grabs it at the 29-yard line. They might spot this at the 30. A 43-yard punt, nothing on the return. .904 to go in the opening quarter. Sanford Stadium, middle of the campus, University of Georgia. Filled the capacity today. Georgia leads by 7. Welcome back to Athens, Georgia. Auburn's second series. Cobb, the quarterback, and Carnell Williams, the freshman, number 24, lined up behind him. 1st and 10 from the 30. The 33-yard line. Charles Grant with the stop. Well, let's talk a little bit about this oldest rivalry in the South. The only years they've not played, 1917, 18, and 1943. In 27, All-Americans Ivy Shiver and Tom Nash led Georgia to a game-winning 33-0 score. Georgia won the national title in 2 of the national polls. In 42, Auburn was led by Player of the Year Monk Gafford, upset Georgia, and Frank Sinkwich. The series note: Auburn leads it, but it has been very, very close. Williams.
Wow.
Quick.
That was close.
Well, Alabama taking on Mississippi State today. Let's get more from Tim Brando in New York.
All right, Vern, Alabama had trouble in the 4th quarters coming in, but today Andrews out quarterback, pitches out to Santonio Beard. They come from behind to beat State, and don't forget, they'll be playing at Auburn in the Iron Bowl next week on CBS.
Good win for Dennis Franchione, and that's great to see for Andrew Zhao. He's been a kid that has really done a great job for the team and came in when Tyler Watts was hurt and got the win today.
Shotgun stunts by the defensive line. Pass across the middle. That appears to be enough for the first down. There's the spot, but this is going to be very close, as Tony Gilbert in the middle made the tackle.
Back-to-back plays by Tony Gilbert made the nice saving tackle on Williams' run, and now the big hit on the crossing route to Carter. Your playmakers get him the football, and you don't think Georgia knows who the Auburn playmakers are too? Tony Gilbert, the leading tackler on this team, has played very, very well.
The stretch, and Auburn comes up 9 inches short.
Well, decision time for Tommy Tuberville. You think the strength of your team is your offensive line. You've got good, big, strong tight ends. Georgia's banged up in the front of their defense.
Jay Ratliff comes in as a third tight end. Quarterback sneak, Cobb.
Second effort, I think, got it.
Yes, indeed.
I think Daniel Cobb did a nice job of keeping his legs moving. I don't think he had it initially, but he kept driving his legs, and that last little push got him the first down. Watch Daniel Cobb. It's a little sneak over the left. Now, he doesn't have it right there, but he just keeps his legs churning and drives a little bit forward for the first down. Stopped initially, doesn't give up the leg movement. Nice effort by Daniel Cobb.
And a sub in the backfield now. Ksenius Moore, who started 5 of the games, is in the backfield. 3 wide receivers come wide to the right side. DeAndre Green is the outside man of the 3. First and 10. Quick flip out of the backfield. This is Moore. Flag is down as well. And while we await the infraction, let's go back once again to Tim in New York.
All right, more bad news for Miami. Remember, they need Washington to be in the top 15, and Ken Simonton takes it in for Oregon State in Corvallis. They're down by 4. Are the Huskies.
All right, Tim, flag is down.
Washington doesn't really play till the fourth quarter anyway.
That's right.
You know, under Neuheisel, they play their best in the fourth quarter, so that's not insurmountable for the Huskies.
The foul is holding by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the end of the foul, followed by a first down.
Oh, the ball spotted at the 31-yard line. Darnell Williams back in. First down and 19 from the 31. Grant was there defensively. So was Robert Gathers, number 90.
Well, so far, Charles Grant is showing something today. And maybe it's because the ends on the other side are banged up, but this guy has come to play today. He's a junior out of Colquitt. He had such a great freshman year. He was highly touted, played offense, played defense. Had a down year last year, came back from a serious knee injury at the end of his freshman year, but so far today, a couple nice plays early.
Second down and 18. 3 wideouts to the left on second down. And Georgia blitzing. Wansley came, and the pass incomplete, almost picked off.
Georgia got Daniel Cobb to do exactly what they wanted him to do. It was a zone blitz, not a sellout blitz. They brought Wansley on the blitz. He's coming from this side, but it's a zone defense, and Daniel Cobb throws it early, and Brandon Williams is there for the pickoff, just a little high.
3rd and 18. This time, bring 3 and drop 8. Cobb deep left side, has a man. It's caught by Jarris McIntyre. Huge play for Auburn. Gain of 35.
And not a very well played defensive play by Brandon Williams, the junior cornerback. I mean, you drop 3 or you drop 8 and rush 3 in order to keep everything in front of you, and Brandon Williams is going to go for the interception. That's okay to go in front if you catch the ball, but don't go in front if you can't make the play. They gave them the first down. Nice hands by McIntyre, but not very well played by Williams.
Only the 8th catch of the year from McIntyre. This one for 35 when they needed 18. 1st and 10 with Georgia leading 7-0. Flip, incomplete for McIntyre. Now, regional coverage of the NFL today, tomorrow on CBS. Miami at Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Kansas City visits the Jets, New England and Jacksonville at home, and San Diego is at Denver. It all begins with the NFL today, tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time on CBS. Three tight ends on the field now on 2nd down and 10. Green split wide to the left side. There's the toss. And Ronnie Brown, number 23, who began this season as the starting tailback and moved over to fullback, gets that yardage out of the tailback spot. Well, remember a year ago for Auburn, Rudy Johnson, kind of season he had?
Well, he played all the time. He never came off the field. He was stronger in the 4th quarter. They're doing it differently this year, but they're getting the similar kind of productivity out of their running backs so far this year, and the true freshman Carnell Williams giving him a real boost.
3rd and 7, 4-person rush, right side, overthrown, incomplete. Well, Robert Johnson, the tight end, was the man intended. Tony Gilbert covering the middle linebacker.
Robert Johnson is he's a big-time looking guy, and now he's been battling an ankle injury for a couple weeks, but the pro scouts really like this guy. He's just a sophomore, 6'6", 270 pounds, out of Montgomery, Alabama. Again, he's been a little bit hobbled by that ankle injury, but he is a real talent.
That's going to bring on Damon Duvall, the star of 3 of the victories in succession. Most significantly, of course, the victory over Florida. This from 47 yards away. And it's going to stay right.
You know, he's got that ability to hook it if he wants to. Obviously didn't feel he needed that kind of a kick today, but that ball never had a chance. Obviously enough leg, but nowhere near as accurate as Damon Duvall has been this year, or for the most part the last couple years.
Little incidental bump with Wansley, and he gets up after the unsuccessful field goal attempt. Ball on downs goes to Green and Georgia. And here is Veron Haynes, number 35. Over the right guard spot. Let's go back once again to Tim Brando in New York.
All right, Vern, our poster child for the have-nots of college football, BYU unbeaten, no shot at the national title. Reno Mahi on the receiving end of this Brandon Dolman touchdown. They lead the Lonesome Boys from Laramie 17-10. Simonton scores again in the other game, and they're now up 14-3 Oregon State.
All right, thank you, Tim. Here's the pass out to the left side. It is caught by LeBron Mitchell, number 12. Which means he keeps his streak alive of having caught a pass in every game this year.
Vern, I can't tell you how impressed I am with David Green, this redshirt freshman quarterback. His poise, and just when we met with him yesterday, I mean, he's a cool customer. You know, he does not act or play like a freshman. And certainly he's not a true freshman, but he's still a very young player. This is his first experience as a starter. And he has really taken to Mark Richt's offense, and the two of them have meshed. He's meshed with Mike Bobo, the quarterback coach, who's a former Georgia quarterback, and he's impressive watching him run this offense. A lot of it no huddle, a lot of it called at the line of scrimmage. He has a real good handle on this offense.
Well, that was enough to move the change. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Ron Haynes and Musa Smith in the backfield. First and 10 from the 40. Green goes deep. Flag intended for Damian Gary, and he was contended with Carlos Rogers.
Well, you know what happened is that Damian Gary did a nice job of shielding Rogers from the football. It's almost like in basketball, boxing out for a rebound. And the ball was in the air so long that Carlos Rogers, he just got there too early. He tried to make a play on the ball, and he couldn't get around Damian Gary.
Now we're having a technical problem, so incapable of giving you a replay on that. And we'll let you know as soon as those technical glitches have been corrected. But for the moment, we'll keep it live. Penalty on Rogers. First down at the 44-yard line. Fred Gibson goes to the near side.
Auburn needs a big play from somebody on their defense. Georgia's getting a lot of momentum right now offensively.
Green comes to his left, being chased, pulls up and throws it away.
Smart decision. Again, when you roll out of that tackle box for a quarterback, you can throw it away. You don't have to have a receiver in the area as long as it's past the line of scrimmage. Good decision by David Green.
2nd down and 10, 4:10 to go, first quarter to play.
I thought it was interesting talking to Mark Richt. You know, he didn't want to use the no huddle hurry up offense against Florida. He wanted to slow the game down against Florida, but he says the rest of the year they're going to go as fast as the officials will let them go.
Nice move by Musa Smith to utilize the block of Veron Haynes.
Veron Haynes, one of those seniors that is you know, in his last year with a new coaching staff, could have gone one of two ways. You know, the seniors could have said, you know what, I'm tired of coaching changes. I'm just going to kind of ride this thing out my last year. Or they could buy into it and be a good leader. And Haynes was one of those guys, along with guys like Kurt McGill, their starting center. Some other guys that really bought into Mark Richt's system and have been great leaders for this Georgia football team.
Georgia opts to use a timeout. 4:03 to go in the first.
Ball or 25 carries in this game, we're going to have some problems. And so far, I think they're on pace to get him in the game as much as they want. But that holding penalty sets them back on a pretty good play. They needed a good play from their defense to stem the momentum in the game, and they got it on the turnover. But the holding penalty really hurts them. And that's been something.
Foul is holding by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remaining first down.
Now, that's been something that has been really bothering Tommy Tuberville. Penalties and turnovers. Coming into the game, 68 penalties in 8 games. Too many for his liking.
We have been visited by the glitch genie today, and we hope we've ushered him out of the truck. We think we've got the technical problems overcome. Here's the toss. Nice move. And Williams spilled after a nice gain all the way to the 42-yard line of Georgia.
There is a flag down, but I think it's offsides against Georgia. They were lined up offsides. But again, watch the burst by Carnell Williams on the play this way. Got acceleration, good vision for a young back. And this is a guy that I think Tommy Tuberville has been smart. You know, coming in, they thought he would be the starter right away, the next great Auburn running back. He didn't start him right away. He wasn't going to throw him in that way. Let him learn, let him get his feet on the ground. He broke him in early, and now here they are in this ball game getting his first start. And he's matured very nicely here in his first season. Came in with the nickname Cadillac. Earlier in the year, some of his teammates were calling him Toyota. And now here the last 3 weeks, he's back to being Cadillac again.
44 yards early in this one. Backs in the eye. And he gets a lead block from the fullback. Tackled just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line by Charles Grant, number 19. The only touchdown of the game came on the game's third play, a 67-yard strike. David Green to Fred Gibson. Daniel Cobb, the senior from Marietta, Georgia, high school player of the year in Georgia in 1996. Can't imagine what must have been going through his mind last night and this morning.
Yeah.
Anticipation of playing here for the first time.
I think he's done a pretty good job of managing his nerves in this game, too.
There's a great defensive play early on from Chris Clemens, number 48.
This defense is not very big, but watch these guys string it along, and then Chris Clemens from the linebacker position is going to finish it off. There he is, number 48. A backup inside linebacker out of Griffin, Georgia. Plays a lot, even though he doesn't start, and made a nice play there.
3rd and 7 with 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Blitz. Cobb settles in, finds McIntyre. And McIntyre inside the 15-yard line with another big Auburn first down. A 26-yard gain for Jarris McIntyre. Bruce Thornton with the tackle.
Well, this is nice protection. You got the crossing route here between the tight end and the slot receiver, but watch the protection up front. They pick up the blitz. That enables Cobb to stay back there and read the crossing route, and a lot of open field. Nice protection up front. Daniel Cobb has good vision down the field. And the young slot receiver, Jarris McIntyre, off to a good start.
Silas Daniels, a freshman, spread out wide left. Marcel Willis is the man in motion. And here is Williams. Knocked out of bounds just inside the 6-yard line. Tony Gilbert, Jermaine Phillips with the tackle.
It's kind of a weird play. You know,
Sure
they
was.
brought Willis in motion, and they almost ran into each other. I wasn't sure if that was intentional or not.
I'm really glad you said that.
That was weird looking.
I thought, well, I didn't play the game.
That looked a little bit like Three Stooges offense there for a minute. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Red zone offense. Only 10 touchdowns out of 27 trips inside. Williams again. Nice leg strength to get a couple of extra yards.
Well, Auburn's offensive line is asserting themselves on this drive. They get the turnover, and they had the first penalty, the holding penalty that set them back, but since that time they have taken over. And this is a group now coming into the game, 114 combined starts in their careers, this offensive line. Kendall Simmons, number 73, the left tackle. The Auburn coaches think he's the best left tackle in college football. They love him. So this is a group that has played very consistently all year for the Auburn offense and doing their job right now.
1st and goal from the 2, power eye set. Williams comes right, drives toward the goal line, does not get in. This will be spotted just outside the end zone. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter play.
You know, in football, in pro football especially, but even in college football, it's all about matchups. You know, you find where you think you have the best matchup and you run that way. And right now, Auburn really attacking the true freshman, David Pollock, who's in there. He's only 260 pounds, and they're going right after him. There they go
They do again, yes. Touchdown, Auburn. After the initial stop, Williams slid to his right and penetrated the goal line.
A nice drive by Auburn, running it. Running the football. Is a ball across the plane? Yes. Good call. Touchdown, Carnell Williams. And Tommy Tuberville happy. His defense got the turnover. His offense responded.
Damon Duvall for the try and the tie. Cuts it inside the right upright. He has never missed an extra point in his career. That makes him a perfect 80 of 80. We're tied at 7. Let's look at that touchdown again.
Well, here's David Pollock right here. Now, he's going to do his job. He's going to get penetration and stand up his man. But number 44, Adrian Hollingshed, is not going to be able to make the tackle. He's freed up, and he can't make the tackle behind the line, and Williams gets it in the end zone.
Georgia getting set to return the kickoff. A 59-yard drive, 9 plays. They overcame a holding call and tied up with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Here is the ball's kick. Kenny Bailey at the goal line. Tackles and crosses the 20. And we have reached the end of one with our score 7-7. We'll return to Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, right after this message and a word from your local station.
You can count on.
Welcome back to Athens, Georgia. This gorgeous view from overhead of Sanford Stadium in the middle of this campus, downtown Athens. 86,000 watching as we begin quarter number 2. Vern Lundquist, Todd Blackledge, Jill Arrington. Here as the SEC presented on CBS on first down, screen pass left side. Deron Haynes has it, and a nice tackle made by DeMarco McNeil, number 92. On first down and 10. 7-7. The opening score, 67-yard touchdown, Fred Gibson. But that was a nice answer by Auburn.
It really was, and a physical answer. And when you play physical football like that and run the football, it quiets the crowd down a little bit. And that's what's happened here in Athens. Auburn right back in the ball game, and they've silenced this crowd a little bit.
Second down and 3. Flag thrown by the line judge on the near side.
Penalty markers down.
And it will go. Substitution penalty goes against Georgia. Doyle Jackson will. Mark Richt is arguing the cause on the sideline.
Well, one of the things, you know, when you run a no huddle or you try to run a hurry up pace and you make late substitutions, you have too many guys on the field at the wrong time. And Mark Richt is kind of feeling his way through this year. You know, first year as a head coach in a new league and bringing a new system to the SEC. And
that one cost him 5. Second down. Shotgun formation, 3 wideouts. Gibson, bottom of the screen against Roderick Hood. Here comes the rush from the corner. That one tipped and almost picked off. Marcus White, number 99, got a hand on it.
Zone defense by Auburn. Marcus White did a great job of timing his jump. I mean, kept his eyes on the quarterback. And if they get the interception there, that's a touchdown for Auburn because nothing in front of 3 white jerseys there.
3rd and 8. Green again with a 3 wide receiver set. Auburn showing blitz, and they are coming. Deep right side for Gibson as Green was nailed as he let it go. Carlos Dansby got there.
John Lovett said he's got to take his time and be patient and pick and choose his spots to come after David Green. I'd say that was a good spot. Carlos Dansby came untouched, put the big hit on, and the result, incompletion and a punt formation for Georgia.
Roderick Hood awaits the punt of Jonathan Kilgo on 4th and long.
Auburn will get good field position here.
Time is called.
Yeah, Auburn took a timeout. Roderick Hood turned around and called timeout.
Time is called. Early moments, second quarter. We're notched at 7. Auburn Tigers 4-1 in the SEC West, hoping to return to the SEC championship game. They faced Florida there last year. Here's Kilgo's punt. Roderick Hood calls for the fair catch. Hangs on at the 34-yard line. That's a 43-yard punt. And again, nice and high and non-returnable. First met in 1892. Every year, save 3 since. We'll continue after this word from your local station. 13:44 to go. First half of play. Auburn, Georgia tied at 7 here in Sanford Stadium. Tommy Tuberville, 47 years of age, 3rd year as the head coach at Auburn.
2 tight end set for Auburn. They're feeling pretty good about their matchup up front against this Georgia defense right now.
Daniel Cobb hands it off. That's the same play we saw down on the goal line a while ago. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that means that it was intentional. It wasn't Three Stooges. It was for real.
Well, gorgeous views from overhead today of this splendid setting. There's a bright orange monster over the stadium today, the Monster.com blimp, providing us with these terrific views from overhead. Monster.com.
It really stands out against that blue sky, doesn't it?
Mark Para, the right tackle, on from Monrico Crittenden, and now injured down at the 30-yard line.
You know, the problem for Georgia up front, they have not been all that strong, and they've got a lot of young guys playing anyway, and then they lose Bruce Adrien to a knee injury during the off week. He's out for the season. Josh Millard is in there right now, but he sprained his knee in practice this week, so they're only hoping to get a few plays out of him. And the longer they stay on the field, the more plays the Georgia defense has to play, the more their depth problem becomes an issue. Right now, Auburn has run 27 plays and Georgia only 14 plays. Take a look at the left side of your screen. The end of this play, Mark Para playing the right tackle position. Down to under the mess there. There he is right there. Big bodies falling on each other.
2nd down and 12. Follow the loss of 2. Right side overthrown. Whoops. Willis, the intended receiver, and Sean Jones had some contact.
Well, Sean Jones knows this ball is uncatchable. A chance for a free shot. Puts a little grass stain on Marcel Willis's pants. Good defense.
3rd and 12. 3 wideouts come near side, and Cobb will go out of the shotgun. Jarris McIntyre has had 2 huge catches here in the first half. 35 yards and 27 yards. The second one helped set up the tying touchdown. Cobb in trouble. Not the most mobile of men. And it's David Pollock, number 47, the freshman, who has been the object of a lot of attention by the offensive line.
And he's been rising to the occasion. Here he is right here. Now it's a zone blitz. Bailey's going to come off the edge. And David Pollock is just going to fall into the quarterback. He sees that Cobb is trying to scramble. He falls off the block, and he makes the sack. A nice play by David Pollock. And good defense downfield, making Cobb leave the pocket.
That brings on Damon Duvall again. And this is a line drive punt. And very returnable. Here's Gary. He had a 72-yard punt return for a touchdown against Florida.
You remember the first field goal that Damon Duvall missed. He got hit at the end of the play. He didn't look good on the extra point he kicked. He didn't look good on the last kickoff, and he didn't look good on this punt. That was a very untypical Damon Duvall punt. Low, very returnable for Damian Gary, and once he makes the first guy miss, the reason that, that punt was so low, the Auburn coverage didn't have a chance there, and Georgia in great position.
30-yard return of a 32-yard punt. First down, Georgia at the 31-yard line. Musa Smith goes left. Dontarius Thomas with the tackle, number 54 for Auburn.
Well, this injury that Musa Smith has, as you take a look again at Damon Duvall, I don't know if he's completely well. He doesn't look great to me kicking, but Musa Smith has this hip flexor injury that he's not going to get better until the season's over, and he's just going to have to kind of tough it out right now, and he's showing some grit right now running the football.
Hands to his left again, similar play, and he runs into Dontarius Thomas again. And we go back to New York and Tim Brando again.
Vern, Oregon State's Ken Simonton has had a rough year, but he has 3 touchdowns today, and the Beavers lead Washington 21-10. Todd's right. Neuheisel's team does have 5 fourth-quarter come-from-behind wins. This is a very meaningful game in the BCS for Miami. They need Washington to be in the top 15.
All right, Tim, thank you. 7-7 here with 11:20 to go. 3rd and 5. Georgia yet to convert a 3rd down. Green pops it out. Dropped by McMichael. Oh, boy, he had an acre in which to roam.
Well, they went play action, and watch David Green, a left-hander, tries to get his shoulders around, and Rashad Walker on the blitz may have disrupted that throw a little bit. He was in there enough to alter that throw and make it a tough throw for David Green.
That's going to bring on Billy Bennett, the Athens senior. Sophomore, beg your pardon. Who will attempt this from 44 yards away. 10 of 16 for the year. Blocked.
Get down, Billy.
It appeared to be a combination of Elton Moore and Dontarius Thomas. There's Moore, number 90.
You try a long field goal like that, the thing you worry about is getting enough height early. Watch those two guys jump right there. Moore and Thomas both get good elevation, and this was not a very high kick from the beginning. Bennett going for greater distance, didn't get the height, and Auburn in great field position.
That didn't look like the greatest hold I've ever seen either. The ball tilted a little bit to the side. On the block field goal, Auburn's got a 1st down and 10. Play fake. Cobb deep in the middle. Diving try incomplete by Green just across the 50.
Now, Auburn's been running the ball well, so they go play action. Watch these linebackers all run up, and that gives a lot of room in the middle of the field for DeAndre Green, and that's just a ball that Daniel Cobb has to be a little bit more accurate with. You got a guy running free in the middle of the defense. Get him the football.
Jason Campbell comes on at quarterback for Daniel Cobb.
They just want to get him some work. This is not a he's not being replaced. Noel Mazzoni told me before the game they wanted to get Campbell in early, run a couple bootlegs with him just to keep him fresh in case they need him later on.
Campbell, the starter of the first 5 games of the year, and here's the rollout. Exactly as you said. Campbell, a redshirt freshman, and for the season, 63%, 845 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Those 6 interceptions under Daniel Cobb's name all have come in the last 2 games.
It's the biggest thing that he's needed to work on in this off week is protecting the football. See Jason Campbell again. It's just good idea. Get him a little sweat early in the game, so if you do go to him later in the game, he's not completely cold.
3rd and 8 in a tie game. Blitz. Got him. Looked like a trio of tacklers. Will Witherspoon, Charles Grant, Boss Bailey. There's Witherspoon, number 46.
Well, they're coming from the outside, and here's Grant coming here. Good pressure. Witherspoon and Grant on the stunt. Nobody picks up Will Witherspoon. And again, a nice timed blitz by Brian Van Gorder. He's taking his chances more against this defense or against this offense. That time it paid off.
Now watch Damon Duvall very closely. This one bounces at the 35, taken by Gary at the 31.
Something's wrong with him, Vern. I mean, he is not kicking like he's capable of kicking. There's no wind, there's no rain. And Tommy Tuberville knows. And he says he's learned to not talk to Damon Duvall, but he's got some words for him right now because Damon is not kicking like Damon can kick.
All right, thank you, Tim. 10 minutes and 1 second to go, first half here. Auburn and Georgia tied 7-7. Gibson with a 67-yard touchdown catch on the first series of the game, and then Williams a 1-yard run to tie it up. 1st and 10.
Vern, I think Georgia needs to get Terrence Edwards involved in this drive. I think he's going to be an important guy. Here he is right here, the other receiver for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Veron Haynes heads left. Tackled after a gain of 1. Now let's take a look at our SEC moment presented by Sonic. Ugga, the mascot, watch this, tries to take a bite out of Auburn's Robert Baker in 1996. Two teams played a 4-overtime thriller as quarterback Mike Bobo's Hail Mary at the end of regulation was caught by Corey Allen. And with a 56-49 lead in the 4th overtime, the Bulldog D's stopped Auburn quarterback Damian Craig on 4th down to preserve the victory. That was the SEC's first ever overtime game. 2nd down and 10, 2nd down and 8. Green got McMichael open left side. The fumble occurred out of bounds. Randy McMichael, the junior from Fort Valley, Georgia, junior.
Yeah. You know, this Georgia team has some offensive weapons. And again, I mentioned the poise of redshirt freshman David Green. You take a look at McMichael, big target, 6'4", but this is a team with a new system, a new coach, a redshirt freshman quarterback, a freshman receiver in Gibson, a sophomore tailback in Musa Smith, who's been hurt, but they're the #2 offense in the league.
What a defensive play by Carlos Dansby. Out in the open where everybody in the crowd could see it.
Well, that wasn't even close. The Auburn defense stuffed them. Penetration, Spencer Johnson, number 53, got penetration, and Carlos Dansby finished him off. It started up front. Spencer Johnson got in there, and Dansby got the tackle. Not even close on 3rd and 1.
Makes it 4th and 3. And now Georgia appears to be going for it on 4th and 3.
He still got it. David Green has the football.
And he's got a man wide open. It's Edwards. Edwards heads left, chased by Hood. Touchdown, Georgia.
DeMarco McNeil better be careful. David Green, this is a freshman. A remarkable play fake.
Wow. He got into a wrestling match with DeMarco McNeil after the pass had been completed to Terrence Edwards.
Yep. I just had a feeling that he was going to rise up and make a play, but what a play fake. What poise to hold that fake with your back to the defense by David Green. And a gutsy call by Mark Richt.
On 4th and 3, the fake to Musa Smith. The extra point is up, and Bennett knocks it through.
Watch the fake, sell it, sell it, sell it. Then step up and make the throw. The offensive line sold it. The running back sold it. And Terrence Edwards with the huge play for the Georgia offense. 14-7 Bulldogs.
David Green with one of the great play fakes I think I've ever seen.
It was special. And 5 completions. Look at the yardage, though. That's 28.4 yards per completion. It's pretty good. A couple long touchdowns, one to Gibson and then to Terrence Edwards.
And the kickoff. That's a live ball. And Carter fell on it. Let's go back and take a look at the TD.
Well, first of all, watch Terrence Edwards. He's going to fake block and then go. And Green, everybody has to sell this. The line has to sell it. The backs have to sell it. Terrence Edwards fakes block. David Green holds it as long as he possibly can before getting rid of it. Musa Smith did a great job of selling the fake. Watch Musa come over the ball. And then Green holds it as long as he can. And at the last minute, lets it go before DeMarco McNeil buries him. Excellent execution by the Georgia offense.
Auburn 1st and 10 from the 20. Darnell Williams in. This crowd aroused. Cobb comes left. DeAndre Green. And there's Wansley. Fumble.
Georgia ball.
Jermaine Phillips.
Tim Wansley with the play, Vern. They like him as the short corner. They like him because he's physical. Watch the hit Wansley makes on a bigger receiver. Gets his helmet on the football, and Jermaine Phillips is there to recover. Tim Wansley, DeAndre Green much bigger, but a great form tackle by Wansley and a huge break for the Bulldogs.
Terrence Edwards split wide left on first down. Here's Green with a pump fake. Buys time, now flushed out and goes right. A flag is down. This is going to come back. Holding will be called on the Bulldogs. Get the scoop on the SEC and see where your team ranks in the Sportsline 117 Power Rankings. Just go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Mark Richt trying to go for it right away. You know, you get the turnover, go right for the end zone right away. Good coverage downfield by Auburn, though.
Foul is holding by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot, followed by the first down.
Mark Richt, 40 years of age, first year as a head coach, spent 15 years on Bobby Bowden's staff at Florida State. Said one of the things he talked about with his team in the aftermath of the loss to Florida was Deion Sanders and his contribution to building the program at FSU. That Deion never was part of a championship team, but certainly a big building block. Here's the handoff up the middle to Musa Smith to the 29-yard line. Mark Richt, first season as a head coach. Took the offer here. He wanted a place where he and his family, his wife Catherine and their 4 kids could live for a long time, where they could plant their roots, where they had the resources to compete at the highest level, and they had a chance to win a national title. Mark Richt, 40 years of age. Play fake. Green hit as he lets it go, but he's got a man. LeBron Mitchell. Carlos Rogers chatting with him as they come back.
Nice job by David Green. This was an all-out blitz by Auburn, and Dontarius Thomas is going to put a lick on him. He does a nice job of getting rid of the ball and putting it out there in a place for his receiver to make a play. Watch Green release it and get nailed. This is a nice throw by David Green, but Mitchell not able to come up with the catch.
3rd and 17, and Kenny Bailey is on the field again, number 38. Georgia still looking for its first 3rd down conversion. Gibson in a slot to the left. They'll toss it.
Pass.
They'll throw it. Bailey, good coverage downfield. And the ball is intercepted.
What a play by Carlos Dansby.
That looked very much like the interception he had against Florida.
It was the key interception against Florida, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Auburn defense here today against Georgia. Now, we saw Dansby make a bad play on the Gibson touchdown, but watch him this time. He helps the corner. He takes over the deep route. He plays the football. And this is a guy who is 6'5", so he's got a lot of range. He's a big, rangy guy. Yeah, there's some contact there, but he made a play on the football, and his eyes were always on the football. Nice play by Carlos Dansby.
Ruled out of bounds with the interception inside the 5. The crowd is reacting to the replay on the Giants scoreboard here. That could be close to a safety. No, they're going to say down at the 1-yard line. But ever so close. 2nd down. Robert Gathers.
Boy, how about the push these guys are getting now? After that one drive where Auburn really kind of pushed them around, great push up front. This freshman, David Pollock, really playing well. Number 47 gets the penetration. Dangerously close to the safety for Auburn.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13 at the 1. Williams up the middle. Tackled at the 8-yard line by Terrell Vieira. And for the end of the game, we'll be selecting the Army Most Valuable Player of the game. Any number of candidates so far.
Big play right here for Daniel Cobb. I mean, they're only down 7. Even though it feels worse, He can't afford to make a bad decision here with the football.
6 interceptions in the last 2 games. They'll keep it conservative and hand it off to Williams. That will be close for the first down. Close. And Doyle Jackson will bring the chain onto the field for the measurement. No. That close. And now Tommy Tuberville has a reputation of gadget plays. I don't know that he's going to go to that well here.
Well, he's not sending his punt team on the field, and part of that may be because Damon Duval, I don't think he's healthy, and he has not been booming enough. You got a good offensive line. You might try the long count here and see if you can draw Georgia off and get the gift with the penalty.
4th and inches. That is surprising.
It's a tough call. I mean, it's a gutsy call. I kind of like it because I think that they've got a better offensive line. They're more powerful up front than Georgia is. And again, they went behind Hart McGarry right at David Pollock, the youngster. Got a big quarterback in Daniel Cobb. You don't even need a yard.
4th and 14, or 4th at the 14.
Well, they made it, didn't he?
Of course. And second guessers around the country are disappointed. 5:30 to go. The toss right side. Williams. Nifty moves. Now let's take another look at this historic series. In 1951, the Shug Jordan era at Auburn began. He became Auburn's all-time winning coach from 1951 to 1975. Remember this fella, Fran Tarkenton, led UGA to a win over Auburn 14-13 in 1959. And Vince Dooley, who of course graduated from Auburn and is still the athletic director here, the all-time winningest coach in the history of the University of Georgia. Here's Williams coming left. David Jacobs, number 99, with the tackle. 4:45 to go. Amazingly, the advantage has come to teams playing on the road. Georgia leads the series here in Auburn, or down in Auburn, 11-8-2. They've only played 24 times previous to this afternoon here in Athens, and Auburn has won 8 of the last 10. For a long time, 1916 to 1958, this game was played in Columbus, Georgia, a neutral site. Home and home series began for real in 59. There's Williams out to the 31-yard line with 4:20 to go.
And for Carnell, that's his 20th carry already in the ball game. So 20 carries in the first half for just over 80 yards. So far, Tommy Tuberville getting what he wants out of his offense, getting the balance in the running game from Carnell Williams, letting that big offensive line, the experienced offensive line, try to wear down this Georgia defense.
He remains the lone setback on second down. Toss. Williams left side. And knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And it is time now for our question of the week. What is the most played rivalry in Division I history? This one is in the top 10 with 105, but I think this might surprise folks. We cheated and we've got the answer, but not one you'd normally think of. 3rd and 4 at the 32. 3 wides, wide right. 65 yards on the ground for today.
Oh my goodness. Tony Gilbert. I'd say he anticipated that play fairly well. Good night. He almost took the handoff. I don't think there was any chance that Georgia thought that they were going to throw this football, and Tony Gilbert got there well before the block of Crittenden and almost created a turnover.
On this 4th down, Damon Duvall is on the field. He's had problems with his last 2 punts. He missed a 44-yard field goal wide right and just did cut the extra point inside the right upright. And he's going to run it. This is not uncommon. He's got a 1st down, Auburn. We talked about Tuberville's tendencies to run out of punt formation. And he gained 12. They're back on the same page again.
They go for 4th and 1 on the 14. And now they go for 4th down to fake punt. I guess there's nothing wrong with Damon's leg, either one of them. He's got 4.5 speed, a very good athlete, and he picks up the 1st down.
And this time the conversation on the sideline much more pleasant. 1st down.
Tim Carter's the guy they got to try to get the ball to. I mean, he's their big play guy if they want to throw it.
Williams is stuffed on 1st down. Well, we talked about Damon Duvall, Tommy Tuberville. Here's Duvall out of punt formation. He threw an incomplete pass on a fake punt against Tennessee. This was in 1999. But watch what happened the next time he tried it. Last year, a TD pass on a fake field goal against Vanderbilt a year ago. He threw an incomplete pass against Florida last year on this fake punt.
Yeah, it was wide open, though.
And he had this big run on a fake punt against Mississippi State earlier this year. And he gets the 1st down on the gain of 12 just a moment ago.
Let's look by Georgia.
Out of the backfield, Williams has it. Nice defensive play. Tim Wansley having a big game at corner.
Yeah, Tim Wansley and Tony Gilbert. I mean, Tony Gilbert is all over the field. Wansley the first one there, and Gilbert makes his presence felt when he shows up, believe me. Georgia's had some good linebackers, good fast linebackers. You know, Kendrell Bell was one of the starters on this unit last year, now starting in the Steelers 3-4 defense, playing very well.
3rd down and 6. McIntyre in the slot to the left. Carter is the wideout. And Cobb changing the play.
Play clock down to 3.
Got it off. There's the pressure from the backside, and it's Charles Grant for the 2nd time in the game.
Charles Grant just beat Mariko Crittenden so badly that Crittenden probably should have got called for a hold because he tried to tackle him when he went by him. Watch Grant get by Crittenden so quickly that Mariko just tries to tackle him. There's no penalty called, but Charles Grant still rewarded with his effort.
And the Bulldogs use one of their allotment of 3 timeouts. They have 1 remaining. Time called, 4th down coming up. (14-7) Georgia. Auburn facing 4th down, and Charles Grant having a big first half.
Unbelievable. I mean, just having a great game. 2 sacks. Georgia 5 sacks in the ball game. Coming into the game, only 7. They were the worst in the SEC. Coming into the ball game, have almost equaled their total for the season here in the first half.
Duvall, and this one looks more like Damon Duvall, but he may have outkicked a little farther than he wanted. That's a 57-yard punt, nothing on the return. It will come back out to the 20-yard line. And time now for the Exxon and Mobile Virtual Playbook.
Well, Georgia likes to run out of the I formation a lot, and they like to go play action passing. And what that does is the good fake to the tailback holds those linebackers in and opens up big holes down the middle of your defense. You get your receivers crossing the field, and Randy McMichael, the tight end, a big target on crossing routes for the Georgia offense. David Green, you see his numbers so far. Not a great percentage, but he'll take the yardage and the results.
This time he hands it to Moose Smith. They come right. And the tackle made by Tavarius Pounds, the middle linebacker, number 41. And it is time now to answer our
Aflac
question of the week. The most played rivalry in Division I history. Those of you who guessed Missouri versus Kansas or Minnesota, Wisconsin, go to the head of the class. keep it on the ground again. That's good for a first down after the 32-yard line. And Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Gophers and the Badgers will play later this year, so they'll take over first place at that time. The difference in the ball game, a 4th and 3 pass from David Green to Terrence Edwards, with one of the more marvelous play fakes you will ever see from David Green.
Tommy Tuberville taking his team off, very thankful to be down 14-7 because it could have been worse.
And we go down to Jill, who is with Mark Richt.
Coach Richt, your defense is playing unbelievably. Are you surprised by the way they've stepped up and played this half?
Not really. I know they got it in them. They played that way versus South Carolina. Then we had a 3-week layoff and we never seemed to get the edge back, but I think they're trying to prove tonight that they're a darn good defense.
And tell me about some of these plays that you're pulling out. That 4th and 3 play, unbelievable the way Green is staying poised and getting it done. A couple of big plays.
Well, you know, we got to pull out all the stops. Auburn's a great team and we're not here to tie, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jill. 14-7, Georgia leads it at the half in Stanford Stadium in nightfall descending on Athens, Georgia. Sanford Stadium on the campus of the University of Georgia as we get set for the start of the second half. Auburn, Georgia, with the Bulldogs leading 14-7. Brett Kerouac will kick off for the Bulldogs to open the third quarter. And the Auburn Tigers and Tim Carter, Roderick Hood deep. 14-7, the difference in the game. A Green to Edwards pass on 4th and 3 of 56 yards. And this is Hood chasing it over to the sideline, and that'll be a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. And just a moment ago, Jill Arrington had a chance to talk with Tommy Tuberville.
Gutsy calls from both teams today. Are those the kind of calls and plays it's going to take to win this ball game?
Well, I think Coach Rick and I are out of trick plays. I think the teams are going to have to win it now. I just took some chances because we didn't need our defense to go back out on the field. We were getting tired. I needed our defense rested the second half. I think that might give us a good chance. We need to do something with the ball early, though. We're having a tough time blocking their front four.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Jill. Here's the snap back to Cobb. He drills it out to the right side. That is a pass, not a lateral. And so incomplete to open the third quarter. And an interesting game, to say the least, as both coaches pulling out all the stuff.
Yeah, really amazing. You know, you question Tommy Tuberville going for the 4th down one on his own 14-yard line, but in that first half they were 3 of 11 on 3rd down, but 3 of 3 on 4th down. So it paid off for him, and he talked about having a more rested defense, and I think that's true. Georgia's defense was on the field for 46 plays in the first half. Auburn's defense on there only 26 plays.
Second down and 10. That's Diamond, the tight end, in motion. They'll toss it, and Carnell Williams comes left. Michael Owens with the block, but Tony Gilbert, who's having a big play, a big game at middle linebacker, is there to make the stop. And let's check the stats at halftime.
Take a look at Georgia with the big edge in the passing yardage, but turnovers. Auburn with a little bit of an edge, and both of Georgia's turnovers, remember, were in Auburn territory. They also had a blocked field goal in Auburn territory, so 3 missed opportunities for Georgia in that first half.
Joe Walkins is on now, wide to the right side, number 19. Here's Cobb back. A lot of time this time, and he goes into double coverage, and Walkins makes the catch and then is popped almost immediately.
Yeah, Terrell Vieira was there for the play and thought he was going to dislodge Walkins from the ball, but credit Joe Walkins, a redshirt freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, for hanging on to the football. I mean, that was a good shot that Vieira put on him, but Walkins hangs on.
Walkins' 10th catch of this season, and it results in a first down at the 38-yard line. Carnell Williams has been busy at running back, and he's the lone setback here on 1st and 10. That's Walkins in motion. Hand off, Williams hit behind the line, tries to come back to his left. Let's see if Cobb can. Oh, Cobb with a pretty decent block, but Vieira's there to make the tackle. I like the effort of Daniel Cobb.
Well, a nice effort by Cobb, and Carnell Williams is going to learn quickly that those plays might work in high school. No, but they don't work too much in the SEC. When you have to change directions, you might outrun the defensive tackle, but you're not going to outrun linebackers and secondary people. And Vieira there to finish off the play. Daniel Cobb gets his job done. You know, those big linemen, they're easy to cut. You just go right for their legs. They're breathing hard and running and can't see, and you just cut their legs out from under them.
You made a career out of that, right?
Every now and then I had to make a block.
2nd and 17.
Not going to get it off.
Screen play. Right side. Williams tackled by the ankle.
Tim Wansley again. He is a very active defensive back. 5'9", 172 pounds. He's a senior, and he's very, very active. He reads quickly. He reacts. He slips underneath the block and makes the play. Now, this is a guy who has played for 4 different defensive coordinators in 4 years. 4 different defensive back coaches in 4 years also. So, been a lot of change with this Georgia defense during Tim Wansley's career.
5-man spread.
Got him.
Yep, flag comes down, free play, and it is incomplete. Intended for Robert Johnson, number 87, and they had him wide open.
That's the first mistake that Charles Grant has made today. He's been a real force rushing the quarterback. And this time he just got a little greedy. Here he is right here. Watch him anticipate the snap count. Oh, actually it wasn't him. I take that back. I'm sorry, Charles. You did your job. It wasn't you. It was you. Arnold Harrison, the guilty party.
Third down and 8. Watkins redirected over to the right side. Georgia brings 3 and drops 8. Good cut block on the left side, and Watkins has the catch for a first down at the 49, and we go down to Jill Arrington.
Just for a little injury update, Tavarius Robinson and Mark Para are out for the game for Auburn. Robinson has a concussion and Para has an ankle sprain. Now for Georgia, their nose guard David Jacobs is experiencing a little dizziness. They're going to give him some fluids, see if maybe he's dehydrated. They're keeping a close eye on him. Back to you guys.
All right, Jill, thank you. 1st and 10 Auburn at the 50. 14-7 is the score. Ronnie Brown is the running back now, number 23. Brown comes left, breaks into the secondary, and is spilled by Vieira at the 37-yard line, but he gained 14 yards.
Really nice block by the left guard, Martin McGarry, one of those senior leaders up here. Watch him on this play. Leads out on the linebacker Gilbert. Excellent block. Turns him and then opens up that lane right there for Ronnie Brown. Nice block by Kendall Simmons on the other side of the tackle. And again, the more plays that Georgia is on the field defensively, the more their lack of depth and young players is going to come to be an issue in the ball game.
Jarris McIntyre redirected to the left side. Vieira lays off him defensively, and here's Cobb. Quick setup, right side. Catch is made. That was Jermaine Phillips, number 5, who came in to help on the tackle of DeAndre Green. Nice story. Jermaine Phillips came to Georgia as a partial qualifier, which meant that he could not play his first year, was listed as a sophomore, and under the NCAA rules, if he graduates in 4 years in time with his class, he gets the 4th year of eligibility back. And he stood proudly at graduation ceremonies last spring.
He's got 53 of the bone decals on his helmet too. I love the bone decals. He's got the most on the Georgia team. The white ones are for football plays, the black ones for academic achievement.
Here's Cobb, left side. Sliding catch is made by McIntyre at the 10-yard line.
Noel Mazzoni told me at practice on Thursday that he's really waiting for his young slots to come on, because the slot receivers are guys who draw coverage from linebackers and safeties. This is a wide receiver going against a safety, Vieira. And so far today, McIntyre and Watkins have made some big plays here for the Auburn pass offense. They get good matchups inside against safeties, and they're coming up with the plays. And Daniel Cobb throwing the ball very well here in the third quarter.
That is the third huge catch by McIntyre in the game. That one gained 19, first down and 10. Left side, it's Ronnie Brown. And he pops the tackle of Wansley and then is knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Now, we were talking about the accomplishment of Jermaine Phillips, the senior. Graduated with an average of 2.87 in sports studies. And the Rigid Tool Scholar Athlete Award for today's game goes, not so coincidentally, to number 5, Jermaine Phillips. The Rigid Tool's commitment to the investment of our future shown today by donating $1,000 to University of Georgia's General Scholarship Fund. Nice story.
It is, and he is a good football player. A big hitter, caused a big fumble on Ernest Graham in the Florida game a couple weeks ago. Very active.
Second down and 4 at the 5. Tackle made by Charles Grant on Ronnie Brown. It'll be third down now. Auburn can get a first down without scoring.
You know, Vern, one of the things that I've seen today in the ball game is that Daniel Cobb is playing much more under control than he did in the earlier starts. You know, he's a guy who's had to persevere and fought for about 4 years to get back in the SEC as a starter. And he tried to squeeze 3 or 4 years into 2 or 3 ball games, and he made too many mistakes. But today, very under control.
On third down, power I, he will throw. Cobb looks back to the left. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Robert Johnson.
Vern, this is another kind of a trick play because watch Robert Johnson. He's going to fall down on purpose. They're going to roll out to the right, and Robert Johnson goes down on the ground and then gets back up and runs uncovered to the backside. He did that by design, and Daniel Cobb knew where to go with the football. Well executed play by the Auburn Tigers, and Daniel Cobb very, very sharp on that drive.
Damon Duvall on for the extra point. Flag is thrown on either side of the line of scrimmage. And one more look at Cobb to Johnson.
Their third down conversion on the drive, and this one for the touchdown. Very impressive answer to start the third quarter for the Auburn Tigers.
The point is good.
Offside penalty against Georgia. Decline. 80-yard drive, 12 plays. Daniel Cobb with the touchdown toss. 9:31 to go, third quarter, 14-14. An impressive opening statement made by the Auburn Tigers. As they go 80 yards in 12 plays, here's Duvall with the kickoff. And it comes to the near side and just does go across the goal line, and it will result in a touchback. Well, a good one here, and we've got a doubleheader for you next Saturday on CBS. Alabama-Auburn with their annual tussle. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time to kick. Daniel Cobb will be playing in that one. It will be played at Jordan Hare in Auburn, and then in prime time next Saturday night, Florida State goes into the Swamp to take on the Florida Gators. Saturday, 8 o'clock. Todd and I will be there along with Jill Arrington next Saturday night. First down and 10. Here's the toss right side. And Jasper Sanks, number 28, spilled after a gain of 1.
Vern, Georgia needs to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers again. Fred Gibson, 1 catch in the first half. It was a huge play, 60-some yard touchdown, but it happened in the first series. He's not been heard of since. Terrence Edwards, 1 catch, a big play. Randy McMichael, their tight end, 0 catches. So very important to get the ball in the hands of their big playmakers.
Second down and 8. Here's Green going left side and overthrowing Edwards, who was open. Rashad Walker chatting him up a little bit as Walker heads back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8.
down and 8, a big third down play, and Gibson not in the lineup. Keep your eye on McMichael right here, the tight end.
Green steps up, drills it. First down at the 35-yard line. Edwards was open.
Big time throw. Big time throw and catch. They needed a play. Terrence Edwards, I mean, he has been a big time player for this Georgia offense, but the new system, and he dropped some balls earlier. He kind of got a little bit in the doghouse, I guess, if you want to say it. The first 3 games, 16 catches. The last 4 games, only 8. But a couple big catches here in the ball game today.
First down and 10. Had a streak of 30 consecutive games end against Florida. Here's Green across the middle. The tight end, McMichael. And let's get an update on BYU and Wyoming. Once again, here's Tim.
All right, Vern, we're going to take you to Laramie, where Kit Bradshaw takes it in from a yard out. BYU had taken an early lead. Could they be overlooking Wyoming for that matchup with the Utes? They're tied at 27, still unbeaten.
All right, thank you, Tim. First down and 10 here. Here's the toss. Right side, flags down, so is Musa Smith. Tackle made by Alton Moore. And Rashad Walker giving an early indication this one's going to go against the Georgia Bulldogs holding.
Those flags came from all different directions on that one. A pretty obvious hold. See, Mark Richt, that little signal means huddle up. He's been doing a lot of no huddle, but this is a situation where he wants him to get in the huddle.
The foul is holding by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul, repeating the first down.
I like how Doyle explains the penalty. He does a nice job with that. Enunciates very well. Explains the whole process. Doyle Jackson.
Give him an attaboy.
Attaboy.
First down and 18 out of the spread. Here comes the blitz. Green. And Veron Haynes can't hang on. Incomplete. And let's go down to Jill Arrington.
We told you David Green comes from a family of Auburn fans. His grandfather, father, and sister all went to Auburn. There's some family members here today. His dad, Rick, and his sister, Leslie, are here, and they're sitting in the Georgia section. His sister told him she'll cheer for Georgia as long as he's playing here, but as soon as he leaves, she's going back to being an Auburn fan. Well, there's something to say about family loyalty, I guess, huh, Vern?
All right, Jill, and she is dressed in a neutral color, green. Here's David Green, and this one's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Young. And Dante Young with the first interception off David Green. Auburn has the ball in good shape at midfield.
Dante Young is getting the start today over Stanford Simmons. And David Green this time kind of got locked into Fred Gibson. He wanted to get the ball to Gibson. The pressure is what caused the interception. Pressure forced him to stand up and throw it off balance. And the result, an interception.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Prudential Financial, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Old Spice, and by Exxon and Mobil.
Gorgeous setting, Sanford Stadium, 86,000 plus. The stadium opened for business in 1929 and has been the site of 24 previous Auburn Georgia games because they did play in that neutral location of Columbus, Georgia for so many years. And Auburn has won 8 of the last 9 games played here as a road team. Little flip out to the left. That might be a lateral. That might be a lateral.
They're ruling incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Very close.
Pass is incomplete. Bring up second and 10.
You know the intent on this play is not to be a lateral. You're just going to throw the little bubble screen right here, and you don't want him to get too far off the line of scrimmage. It's very close, but I think it's a good call. If anything, it was straight down the line. I don't think, know the intent of the play is not to be a lateral.
Sure.
Quarterback has to take a good step away from the center to ensure that.
And problems getting the play in results in Auburn calling a timeout. So Daniel Cobb will go over have a chat with his coach, Tom Tuberville.
And installation.
7:36 to go, third quarter. Tie game, 14-all. Best starting field position for Auburn in the ball game. The great views you're seeing of the action are being brought to you today and tonight by Monster.com's East Coast blimp called Trump. Second down and 10. 14-14. Diamond, Cobb, nice play fake. Tries to set it up to Diamond, but good coverage by Charles Grant. Wow, what a good defensive play.
What a game by Charles Grant. He just did everything on that play. First, he disrupted the play and didn't allow Daniel Cobb to throw the screen, and then he came in and made the tackle. A good feel for this play. Watch him drift back. Now he reads screen, so he just gets between Diamond and the quarterback, and then when he knows he's committed to the run, he goes and makes the tackle.
He's having a game of the season. 10 tackles, 3 sacks. And he has played heads-up football throughout. On third down, here's Cobb. Here comes Grant. There goes the pass, picked off by Tim Wansley. His first interception of the season. And the celebration begins.
Georgia needed a big play from someone on their defense. They were on the field for a 12-play drive before this. Now watch Tim Wansley read this from his corner position and get underneath Lorenzo Diamond for the interception. A bad decision by Daniel Cobb throwing into double coverage, and Wansley, who led the SEC last year with 6 interceptions, as you said, his first of the season.
On first down, motion, fumble. Green falls on it. There is no flag. So David Green falls on it. Kurt McGill, number 54, the center.
Bad exchange up front. You know, I mean, this is something that should be automatic. Oh, you see what happened. David Green had one hand out from under the center trying to make an adjustment, and Kurt McGill snapped the football. Very lucky they got it back there.
Second down and 13. McMichael starts to the left side. Fake the draw. Here's Green going to a wide open receiver, Terrence Edwards. And he's popped out of bounds, but a big play. You thought he might have a big game.
Yeah, I really did. I mean, he's been quiet. He had his streak of 30 games with a catch broken. You know everybody's focusing on Fred Gibson. Watch David Green step up underneath this block right here. He had to elude one guy. He steps up, buys a little more time, and finds Terrence Edwards. Edwards finds the soft spot in the defense and a big conversion for the Bulldogs.
Edwards with 3 catches for 89 yards. Here's the catch inside. No. Incomplete. McMichael hit by Donnie Young about the time the ball got there.
Yeah, well thrown, but just a nice defensive play by Donnie Young.
Second down from the 19. 5:55 to go in the third.
One guy we haven't heard from much here in the ball game, who's been a big-time player for him, is Veron Hayes, the fullback. Here he is right here.
Green steps up, has to scramble, and loses 2 yards.
Good pressure by Auburn. They're getting good pressure, and they're forcing David Green to move more than he wants to. And he's not able to just stand back there in the pocket and pick out a receiver. He's got to step up just about every time right now.
Third down. Third and 12. 2 wide receivers wide right. Pressure coming, pass incomplete. Edwards, it was a little behind him. Green didn't have much time. Nice defensive stand.
Yeah, really was.
And that's going to bring on Billy Bennett. There's Rashad Walker playing with a heavy heart. Rashad Walker's mother, Gwendolyn, killed when her car was hit by a train. It happened on October 22nd. And she was the inspiration of his life. He came back and played even after the funeral, but obviously still very. And it's blocked again. Elton Moore again, picked up by Roderick Hood. And for the second time in the ball game, Bennett has field goal blocked.
Same kind of position. They lined up the same way. Off the line, Alton Moore and Dontarius Thomas. There they are. And they're just going to kind of get a running start and time it and go up. Alton Moore, 6'6". Dontarius Thomas, 6'4". Both of them have good vertical leaps, and you see it there. 2 field goal attempts blocked by the Auburn Tigers. The game is still tied.
Where's number 90 for the Auburn Tigers? 2 blocked field goals today. Alton Moore. And Billy Bennett on the other side.
Kicking is such a psychological thing.
Jason Campbell on at quarterback for the second time. He ran it the last time out. He gives it off to Carnell Williams. He's got some room. And makes the most of the opportunity. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line, a gain of 21.
Vern, I can't emphasize enough the advantage that Auburn has with their offensive line if they can keep this Georgia defense on the field a long time. And right now they have a huge advantage in the number of plays they've forced the Georgia defense to run. The last drive, they got the interception by Wansley to cut it short, but this offensive line at Auburn, a very good group up front.
Jason Campbell on at quarterback, hands it off again to Williams, but just behind the block, Ronnie Brown. And once again, let's go back to New York and check in with Tim Brando.
Well, there's a Cadillac in Cougar country named Luke Staley. This is his third touchdown of the day, and BYU off to its best start since the '84 national championship team. That was then. This is now. Back to Vernon Todd.
Thank you, Tim. I did a BYU game at Wyoming years ago.
Yeah.
It started snowing in the first quarter. It snowed 22 inches before the game was done.
Unfortunately for BYU, that 109th ranked schedule is going to get even worse after this game.
On second down, here's the ball to the 36-yard line.
Huge edge for Auburn running the football today. They've run for over 110 yards, and Georgia just 40 yards on the ground. There it is right there.
And the freshman Carnell Williams getting his first start today.
Yeah.
Coming off a 177-yard effort in a loss 2 weeks ago at Arkansas, and he's over 100 again this afternoon. Third down and 4. In a tie game, 14-all. Williams out of the backfield. Campbell straight drop back. Incomplete. Fourth down. Intended for Tim Carter, number 2.
It was intended for Carter, but I'm not sure Tim thought it was to him because it was kind of high. Carter's going to come across on a shallow cross, and watch the throw by Campbell. Now, I think he's going to Carter all the way, but the ball high, and I think Tim thought it was going to someone else. So let me get out of the way of this one, and then realize, nope, it was to me.
And so on fourth down, Damon Duvall makes his appearance, and this will be a long one. His career long is 51. This will be from 53.
And a good place for a fake here, too. This is got to be aware if you're Georgia.
He'll try it, and it'll come up short. But there is a flag down. Looked like Wansley might be guilty of a late hit.
They're going to say 5-yard running into the kicker.
I think that's enough.
It is 4th and 4. A costly penalty by Georgia. Now Tim Wansley is going to argue that he got a piece of this. It looked like he took a pretty good angle, and he gets Duvall on the way down. Duvall comes down on Wansley's back, and Tommy Tuberville got a gift because that kick wasn't even close.
Penalty is a 5-yard foul for running into the kicker. The yardage results in the first down.
unhappiness of Tommy Tuberville equaled in emotion on the other side by Mark Richt. He was very unhappy with the call.
You know, as a kick blocker, you have to take an angle that's going to put you at where the ball is, not where the kicker's foot is going to be. And that time, Tim Wansley he cut the corner a little bit too much and got the penalty.
First down and 10. The handoff goes to Carnell Williams. Another flag is dropped. And we'll get the infraction here in a second. Tomorrow at noon Eastern on the NFL Today, Jim Nantz and the group for all the latest NFL news, plus 3 of the NFL's 14,000-yard rushers. Marcus Allen, Emmitt Smith, and Barry Sanders get together to discuss their accomplishments. Deion Sanders talks shop with Miami cornerbacks Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain. It's all coming your way tomorrow on the NFL Today. Emmitt, Barry, and Marcus. And the Mormon Tabernacle Choir might do a walkthrough. 3:21 to go in the third. It's taking a little while to sort this penalty out.
Doyle get it right.
First foul is holding by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think there's more to come.
They must have a personal foul against Georgia after that, a dead ball foul. Yep.
Well, if you're a rip leader,
Rip leader,
you gotta be
good.
You gotta watch out for the rip leaders, especially after dark. It's a 15-yard personal foul penalty, all of which leads to a 1st and 10 at the 21.
And again, Auburn just grinding away at it. More plays. The Georgia defense on the field, wearing them down with this big offensive line.
5 on the play clock. And a missed tackle in the backfield. Another flag. Been a hanky festival. Got a couple of flags down, and looks like it might be a face mask.
Now we got one against Auburn.
Sunday on 60 Minutes, what was it that caused the nightmares that terrified New York's tough-as-nails police commissioner? Let him tell you. That's Sunday on 60 Minutes. This one will go against Auburn.
Important right now for Jason Campbell to just play with poise and be smart with the football.
Foul was an illegal block in the back by the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot, with the first down being repeated.
You've got the lead. I mean, you've got momentum, I should say. You're starting to wear down the Georgia defense a little bit as you look at the time of possession this quarter. Don't get greedy. Don't force anything with the football. The game is tied, but your team is starting to seize the momentum in the football game.
Auburn goes out of the eye. Williams darts to his left. Nice change of motion. And picks up a couple. Well, let's go back and talk about the South's oldest rivalry. Pat Sullivan led Auburn in a clash of unbeatens and won the Heisman in 1971. And then in the 80s, the running backs took over. First, Herschel Walker, who dominated the series and won the Heisman for Georgia, followed by Bo Jackson, who led Auburn to 3 consecutive victories and won the Heisman in 1985. All great names as a part of this ancient rivalry. Williams stumbles, dropped at the 24-yard line. The tackle made by Terrell Vieira. And that will bring up a 3rd and long. There's Vieira. Had a big game in Florida 2 weeks ago, despite the loss. 3rd and 13 at the 24. Tie game, 14-all. 1:34 to go in the 3rd. Jarris McIntyre goes out wide to the right side.
This is a 5-wide receiver set, and Georgia does not play a nickel defense. So regular personnel, a lot to ask of your linebackers in this kind of formation. But
quarterback draw. Campbell Georgia ready for it. It'll bring on Damon Duvall for what we assume will be a field goal try.
A third down and long. You don't want to put Jason Campbell in a tough situation, so spread them all out and then run the quarterback draw. Try to make the defense go out and cover everybody and hope you can spring something up in the middle. But again, Tony Gilbert reads it pretty well. Those linebackers asked to cover a lot of ground, and Chris Clemens made a nice play.
Duvall from 33 yards away to break the tie.
There's a Duvall kick.
Yep. Solid. And Auburn up 17-14. Tommy Tuberville, third year head coach, Auburn.
At the Home Depot, we're driving down the cost of home improvement. With new lower prices like this 10-foot closet organizer from Mills Pride. It was $49, now it's just $34.95. It makes even small spaces work harder. Just look for the hammer symbol. It means we've got lower prices. Nailed.
Jackson comes to CBS, reuniting with his brothers, the Jacksons. All new Michael Jackson special, CBS Tuesday at 9/8 Central.
Auburn up by 3, 17-14, final 32 seconds of the third quarter. And Damon Duvall, who just kicked that 33-yard field goal with the kickoff. Gibson, Bailey are deep, and this one will be taken by Kenny Bailey, and will come out to the 20. We go down to the sidelines, and here's Jill Arrington.
Well, Uga, the much-loved Bulldog mascot at the University of Georgia, is now a movie star. An Athens-based production company produced a documentary exploring the 46-year history of the Sealer family and their line of English bulldogs named Uga. The movie's available in high-def TV, but they've renamed it Hunker Down TV for this thing. There's Uga. Oh!
Be careful down there, Jill.
Yeah. First down and 10 at the 20. 17-14. Here's the toss in the reverse. It goes to Terrence Edwards, but Auburn stayed home. Alvin Moore, number 90, not fooled at all, and the flag is down.
Well, he was not only not fooled, but he also drew the penalty because David Green, the quarterback, tried to block him and ended up holding him. And so a chance that Mark Richt took to run a reverse and try to get a big first play results in a big first down penalty. It didn't fool Auburn, and watch right here. David Green is going to try to block Alton Moore, and he ends up grabbing him around the legs.
From the previous spot with the first down being repeated.
Well, this is the latest in a long line of Ugas. Uga 6, who took over the reins from his dad in 1999. Uga 5, the first one 1955 to 1966. Uga 1, and the Seiler family has given them all to the University of Georgia. Green with a play fake. Lets it go. Deep for Edwards, overthrown. Double coverage. Rashad Walker was back there.
Vern, right now, what Auburn has been able to establish and do defensively is they have stopped Georgia from running the football, and they've made it a one-dimensional game. The same thing they did to Florida in their upset a few weeks ago.
That is the end of 3 from Athens, Georgia, with our score 17-14. We'll return right after this message and a word from your local station. Just more on UGA. Just, they've got T-shirts now. Yeah. The Hunker Down Productions. Great mascot. On 2nd and 20. They'll keep it on the ground and not get anything, and that just goes back to the point you were making about the difficulty Musa Smith and the rest of this Georgia running attack is having trying to move the ball.
Yeah, I really thought a key and who would win this game was which offense could establish the best balance, run and pass. Auburn clearly has done that. Georgia not able to run it. They don't even have 50 yards rushing, and that's putting all the pressure on David Green. And Auburn, when they know they're going to pass, they're going after the quarterback and they're getting pressure. Take a look at those numbers. 43 yards rushing for Georgia compared to 118.
And Georgia looking at a 3rd and 24 from the 6-yard line now. Green comes to his left, fires it. It's caught by LeBron Mitchell, but that's way short of the yardage needed for the first down. Well, what else is going on in the SEC? Alabama wins in the 4th today, 24-17. Tennessee rolled over Memphis 49-28. Arkansas had a tough one with Central Florida.
That was a dangerous game for them after their huge overtime.
Over there in the lower right-hand corner.
Yeah, big one.
Florida, South Carolina. Jonathan Kilgo will punt. And Roderick Hood, good field position now, should be Auburn's. Nice high. This is a terrific punt. Really well done. And a fair catch all the way back at the 41-yard line.
Couldn't ask for any better if you're Mark Richt. I mean, Auburn has had good field position this whole second half. And that was about as good as you could hope for from your punter, Kilgo.
Jonathan Kilgo. Auburn has the ball and the lead as we get underway in quarter number 4. 14 to go, 17-14. Auburn leads. They've got a first down at the 41.
And Vern, with 14 minutes left, I think this is the most important drive of the game for the Georgia defense.
Handoff goes to Williams. He dances to the outside, breaks a tackle, and moves the pile all the way out to the 50-yard line. Well, we mentioned a moment ago the big game in the Southeast Conference coming up tonight in Columbia, South Carolina. Florida, South Carolina. What do you think?
Well, I think Florida has a big edge in offense. The best offense not only in the conference but in the country. A slighter edge on defense. I think they're playing a little bit better, sound fundamentally. Special teams give the edge to South Carolina. They had 2 block punts in the game last year. Coaching, Lou Holtz in a big ball game, particularly if it's close, gets the edge. But even though that's 2 categories to 2 categories, I think Florida will win the game tonight and continue their march towards that big showdown with Tennessee on December 1st.
Well,
should be an exciting game, though. I mean, that place will be crazy tonight.
Georgia.
Well, I look forward to our conversation with Steve Spurrier when he reminds you that you picked Lou Holtz in the coaching category for this game.
Thanks for double emphasizing it there, partner.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot, Sonic, Suzuki, and by Sprint PCS.
Sanford Stadium on the campus of the University of Georgia in Athens. And the Bulldogs trail Auburn 17-14. Auburn with a 2nd down and 1 after a 9-yard gain, and they're going to go with a quick out of the timeout. They hurry before Georgia was set, but nice recovery by the Bulldog defense.
Yeah. And again, I mentioned the point. I think this is the most significant drive of the game for the Georgia defense because they're a wounded defense, a young defense, and a tired defense right now. Auburn ran off the sideline, and Georgia tried to run off the sideline too. They're actually lucky they defended it as well as they did because they were not in very good position at the snap of the ball.
Chris Clemens is the man who made the tackle, and it is 3rd and 1. High formation. Williams with his 33rd carry of the ball game picks up the first down. Tony Gilbert makes the tackle, and we go down once again to Jill Arrington.
Well, as you see, guys, Georgia's nose guard David Jacobs is back on the field. They had taken him into the locker room, gave him fluids. They were giving him oxygen. The Georgia medical staff did a great job to get him back in the game because he was feeling a little bit of dizziness. They thought he might be dehydrated. They've been working on him. He's back in there. Maybe he can give him a little spark.
All right, Jill, thanks. 1st and 10.
And they just can't afford to lose any more defensive linemen. I mean, they're down to the bare minimum right now, and they need everybody they can get.
Here's the toss, Williams. And again, he maintains his balance. The ball comes out.
No, they ruled him down.
Down by contact at the 42.
There's nothing that wears out a defense more than just pounding at him, running the football. David Pollock is hustling at the end of this play, gets over there. Wow.
Whoa.
Close. Is his knee down before the ball comes out? Hard to tell from there.
And they go to Williams again. That's his 35th carry of the ball game.
Take one more look. Carnell Williams trying to protect the ball, and Vieira rips it out.
I'll come down on the side of a fumble.
Inconclusive, I agree.
3rd and 3 at the 40.
One thing that is conclusive is that is Auburn's 74th play on offense, which means the Georgia defense has been out there a lot of plays.
3rd and 3, and Auburn has to call timeout. 17-14, Tigers. On your right, Daniel Cobb taken out after the interception he threw to Tim Wansley, and Jason Campbell in at quarterback for the entirety of this series. 3rd and 3. Play fake. Still has it and settles for Williams. And the tackle comes from Chris Clemens. See if he got enough for the 1st down.
Really a nice decision by Jason Campbell. They tried to get the big play and fool the Georgia defense, but Georgia didn't bite, and Jason Campbell made the nice decision. They're going to try to go hitch and go, but it's double coverage and nowhere to throw the football. It's a one-man route. Nobody else goes out except the wide receiver, and Georgia had 2 guys there, and so he does a nice job of finding his outlet, Carnell Williams, and getting the 1st down. Heads-up play by Jason Campbell.
Ronnie Brown is the tailback in the eye now on 1st down and 10. He gets the toss and hits to the left. Knocked out of bounds by Wansley.
You know, Vern, I thought it was interesting when we talked to Noel Mazzoni this week. He said that Jason Campbell became a better quarterback the last 2 weeks by watching Daniel Cobb play, by standing on the sideline and taking it all in. He had 2 great weeks of practice, and they had said all along that they would not hesitate to put him in the ball game today if things started to go awry a little bit. And that interception that Daniel Cobb threw, his 7th in the last 3 games, just kind of gave them the momentum to go with Jason Campbell.
Here's Brown skipping his way into the secondary and into the arms of Vieira and Tony Gilbert. And it'll bring up a 3rd down. Wednesday on CBS, don't miss Garth Brooks in a one-of-a-kind concert event. Garth Brooks live coast to coast. That's Wednesday on CBS.
We're still in that same drive that I thought was the most important for the Georgia defense. Huge play right here. Their best case scenario right now is to make Auburn settle for a field goal. A touchdown might be insurmountable. 10 points might be insurmountable for him with 9:52 left.
3rd down and 4. Walkins in a slot to the right. And Campbell goes for Walkins. It's incomplete. Vieira was defending on the play.
Well, Auburn got the matchup they wanted, a slot receiver man-to-man on a free safety, but it was not very well thrown by Jason Campbell. You see, you got a receiver against a safety, but the ball thrown a little bit too far outside.
And Tom Tuberville is going to go for it on 4th down. They are 3 of 3 on 4th downs in the ball game. 4th and 4. Blitz.
fingers means 4 sacks, not fourth quarter. Charles Grant, what a huge, huge game. He beat the block of a tight end, Lorenzo Diamond. Here he is, 19. He gets inside of Lorenzo Diamond and just overpowers him. And Jason Campbell has no chance. Charles Grant, they've been waiting for the breakout game. They got it from him tonight.
No sacks coming in. 4 tonight. 12 tackles. Ball on downs, 1st and 10. And Green and the Georgia offense back on the field. 4-man rush. Green goes deep. Man wide open. Fred Gibson gets by Hood. Chased down from behind.
It starts with protection. David Green has been hurried and harassed in this second half, but watch these guys up front. Both backs stay in. The protection's solid. David Green able to stay in there. He doesn't have to step up. He doesn't have to move, and he delivers the strike to Fred Gibson. The best pass protection they've given him here in the second half.
Only the second catch for Gibson, but this one for 43 to complement the 67-yard touchdown reception. Blitz. Green caught and dropped at the 26.
Timely blitz by John Lovett. You give up the big play against man-to-man, you go right back to man-to-man and go after David Green. Watch, they don't just bring these guys, but they bring extra guys. More than Georgia can block. And Javar Mills, he's the guy who makes the play, the senior out of Wilmington, Delaware.
His first full sack of the season, and it's a loss of 9, 2nd down 19 from the 26.
Oh, what a big play.
Out of the shotgun, Gibson lined up wide. Green with a lot of time, but good defensive coverage, and he has to throw it away.
Nice coverage is right, Vern.
Well, Auburn in a battle for the SEC West Championship. Ole Miss at 3-2, idle today. Arkansas and LSU 3-3. A lot at stake.
Yep. And you got to remember this too. I mean, if you are Mark Richt right now, you got to think we got to get a play here. I mean, we may not get the first down, but we need a positive play. We can't take a sack. We've got to get Billy Bennett in range where he can get the ball up high. He's had 2 long field goal attempts blocked by Auburn already.
3rd and 19, Green screen pass across the middle, and McMichael, who has had problems hanging on to the ball, can't control this one.
This looked like they were going to go either to Jasper Sanks or a delay screen to the tight end. David Green had to get rid of it quicker than McMichael thought because of Alton Moore's pressure. Well, you don't see McMichael drop many balls. I mean, he wouldn't have got the first down, but it would have got a little bit closer for Billy Bennett.
Bennett, 2 blocked today, 3 in the season. This from 43 yards out for the tie. Got it. We're tied at 17. Billy Bennett, 2 blocked today, but he got one from 43 to tie it up. We're notched at 17.
A little easier to smile now, isn't it? That last shot we had him after the second block, he looked inconsolable.
And now Georgia will kick off with 8 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Kerouac will send it deep to either Carter or Hood. Big kick. 2 yards deep. Hood. Tackled at the 23-yard line. Well, a good one tonight. A doubleheader for you next weekend. We'll begin with college football today with Tim and Spencer at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Then Alabama at Auburn next Saturday, 3:30. That's the first of two. And then Saturday night, our group will be down in Gainesville in the Swamp as we watch Florida State go in and take on the Florida Gators next Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Daniel Cobb back in the game now for Auburn.
First down and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Daniel gives him a little bit more ability to change things at the line of scrimmage, a little better feel for the overall offense, and maybe a little better pocket thrower.
Hand off to Williams on first down, and he breaks loose all the way out to the 39-yard line before Wansley makes the tackle. That's a gain of 17.
The 80th offensive play for Auburn. Again, the offensive line has an advantage up there against this Georgia defense. And when you start seeing missed tackles, it suggests a tired defense. And Georgia missing tackles on that play.
36 carries, 155 yards for Carnell Williams. First and 10 at the 40. Comes right. Caught by McIntyre. He's out of bounds. Biera makes the tackle. And once again, let's go back to Tim Brando in New York.
Well, a disappointment for sure for UCLA. Chris Griffith, who's never hit one from 50 yards, fellas, wide right. So the quack attack still with only one loss, and the Bruins with the loss of Deshaun Foster really caving for Coach Bob Toledo. Back to Vern.
Boy, we saw UCLA circle the wagons without Deshaun Foster. BC circled the wagons without William Green, but both of them came up short today in heartbreakers.
Second down and 8 in this tie ball game. Notched at 17. 2 on the...
no, he has no idea. Doesn't see it.
Ball is snapped.
Dead ball.
Dead ball, absolutely.
Daniel Cobb didn't pay attention to the play clock that time. I mean, he's got to do that every play. It just has to be routine. You see, there's the clock. He's not looking. He never did look up at the clock. He's worried about checking the play, and they don't get it off. You know, Vern, I want to make the point, too, you know, the Georgia defense.
Delay of game by the offense. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot and still second down.
Has made some plays today, and they have come up with big plays, and they got a real shot in the arm after the sack by Grant and the field goal to tie it up. But that scoring drive by Georgia only was 5 plays in 1 minute and 11 seconds, so it's still a pretty tired defense on the field.
Here's Cobb, screen pass, perfectly set up. And Carnell Williams dances out of a tackle, dances out of another, and here he goes. They need to block Wansley. Wansley makes the play, but he is out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
What a play by Wansley, but you called it perfectly set up and executed by Auburn. He had the convoy out there. Daniel Cobb did a nice job of inviting the rush. Watch him invite the rush, and then Carnell Williams just slips out. 4 offensive linemen out there, a little convoy for Carnell Williams, and missed tackles. A tired defense misses tackles, but Tim Wansley, what a play. Blows up the block by McIntyre and makes the play.
60 yards on the play, and now a timeout called by Auburn again, and they are out of timeouts. But they do have a first and goal. Timeout for the Exxon and Mobil scoring recap. Gibson from 67 for the first touchdown. Then Williams tied it up 17-17. A great fake by Green, and he found Terrence Edwards on this 4th and 3. That made it 14-7, 14-all. When Johnson got one, Duvall put Auburn on top with the field goal, and then Billy Bennett with the tying field goal a few moments ago. We are at 17-17. Auburn, however, with a first and goal at the 3, they have just used their final timeout. Power I formation.
Yeah, 3 tight ends in for Auburn. A lot of big bodies up there.
Hand off Williams to the 1.
Got to be careful trying to stick that ball over the goal line. ball just has to cross the plane for a touchdown, but that can be a little bit dangerous when you're out around the 3 or 1 yard line. I'd say Carnell Williams has been up to the challenge of being a starting tailback in the SEC.
Well, he's 1 carry away from tying a school record for number, and he's trying to break the tie. Here's his 38th carry, memorable because he scores on it. He equals the school record for numbers of carry in a game at 38, and the touchdown puts Auburn on top.
Big, powerful offensive line. They run on the left side behind Hart McGarry, the guard, and Kendall Simmons, the tackle. Mark Richt is thinking, okay, what's my plays on offense? Start thinking of my plays. 6 minutes and 47 seconds left. It's another ho-hum game in the SEC.
Robert Johnson limping off.
He's been bothered by an ankle. You know, he's got his right ankle taped up pretty good. Just as, and that's one of those injuries. You get an ankle bummed up on a receiver or running back, and it just doesn't heal during the season. I mean, the only way you can heal it is to not do anything, and tough to do that until the winter.
Duvall for the extra point. Got it. Auburn answers quickly. They break the tie and go back on top. 24-17.
It's got to be Carnell Williams behind all those people. He has had a day. Boy, oh boy. What a day.
Touchdown, 38 carries, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And the biggest play he made today may have been what he did on that screen pass on that touchdown drive. Now, the only solace for Mark Richt in the Georgia offense is that drive only took 1 minute and 41 seconds. So Georgia's going to get the ball back with a lot of time and 2 timeouts here.
Here's the kickoff from Duvall. This one will go through the end zone. Big kick. Touchback. It comes out to the 20. Now, beautiful shots from overhead tonight. The Monster.com blimp covering today's game. 165 feet long, 55 feet tall, and when empty, weighs over 5,000 pounds. Monster.com blimp. In this splendid setting in Athens, Georgia. Sanford Stadium, 86,000 have watched a heck of a game. First down and 10. Green out of the spread. And will throw. Goes to his right, down low, and it's caught by Terrence Edwards. Let's go back once again and check in with Tim Brando.
Vern, we've got plenty of wild finishes today. 14-13, K-State led Nebraska at halftime. Leading 21-14, Dwan Gross takes this one back 60 yards to pull away, making it a 10-point win on Senior Day in Lincoln. Back to Vernon Todd.
All right, thanks, Tim. It's second down and 3. Green will run, and he's picked up the first down after the 33-yard line.
Heads up play by David Green.
And it's now time for the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Offensive plays, we've been charting this throughout. Yeah. And 84-47 Auburn. For complete game stats, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
We'll make the point again. There's no need to rush for David Green in Georgia. We've got lots of time here.
Out it comes left side to Damian Gary. Got a nice defensive play by Auburn, and they keep the clock running. Rashad Walker, number 37, was the first man there.
Such a big game for Rashad Walker. You told the story about his mother, Gwendolyn, and the tragic accident, and she got most fired up for this game. I mean, she was a total football mom. Came to all the games in Jersey, and this was her favorite game, the Georgia game.
Well, and among the other reasons, she was the godmother to Quincy Carter.
Right. Yeah, those two were very close, Quincy and Rashad.
Quincy Carter is here. The Cowboys play in Atlanta tomorrow. Second down, 11. 4-man rush. Green has time. Now flushed out of the pocket because of coverage, and is tackled by Mark Brown, number 52.
this is going to be a real costly penalty against Auburn. Great coverage down the field, and at the end of the play, they did their job, and then just a foolish penalty by a freshman. Carlos Rogers went in with his forearm, with his helmet at the end of the play. Great defense forces Green to run for a very short gain, and then a costly penalty by a young player.
That moves the ball across midfield.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And again, offensive line protection is the key right now. David Green can take his time, be patient.
Gibson split bottom of the screen to the left side. Two wide receivers out right. Here comes the blitz. And Veron Haynes gets the handoff. Mark Brown, the middle linebacker, was there. And then Javar Mills, number 96. And once again, let's go back and check in New York. Here's Tim.
All right, Vern, in the Mountain West, Wyoming's last gasp. Quarterback Casey Bramlett's pass for Brock Ralph, broken up by Levi Madriata. BYU now moves to 10-0. They clinch a tie on the Mountain West regular season championship. Back to Vernon Time.
All right, Tim, 2nd and 7 to 46 here, 4:18 to go. And the handoff to Haynes, breaks a tackle, rumbles down to the 30-yard line. Dexter Murphy had him, couldn't contain him.
This is just a good effort by one of your senior leaders. Goes here and has to change direction. Dexter Murphy made a nice play, but can't corral him. And Veron Haynes, who's been pretty quiet today, he's been blocking a lot, but that was his biggest carry of the ball game.
Longest run of the day for Georgia. That was a gain of 15 and a first down at the 31-yard line. Jasper Sanks is on. Here's Green. Drills it. Gary at the 12.
Vern, what David Green saw was a cover 2 look, which means you've got safeties playing half the field and the middle is going to be open, and that's exactly where Damian Gary went. The 2 deep safeties are going to help outside, the middle is open, and David Green threaded it to Damian Gary. Donnie Young tries to get there, but too late, and a good read by David Green.
3:23 to go, clock running. Gibson wide right. Green. Sanks. 2.5-yard gain, just inside the 10. Spencer Johnson, number 53, with the tackle. 3 minutes to go. And just parenthetically, Tommy Tuberville's team has used all of its timeouts.
And Mark Richt is well aware of that as well, and is going to try to use as much of the clock as he can, so that if he does score and ties this game up, it leaves Auburn with very little of anything to be able to do with the clock.
2nd down and 7 from the 9. Edwards in motion.
Blitz.
Green drills it in the end zone. Tipped. McMichael and Donnie Young and Carlos Rogers were back there.
Very nice play by Carlos Rogers. He's the guy that was victimized by the penalty, the personal foul, but he did a nice job against a tall receiver. David Green thought he had a touchdown in the back of the end zone, but Carlos Rogers makes an excellent play.
3rd and 7 at the 9.
3rd and 7, and Fred Gibson, your main guy, is out of this formation. So it's Damian Gary and Terrence Edwards.
Edwards left, Gary right. On 3rd down from the 9. Blitz. Behind the receiver, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Rashad Walker, number 37, came in almost untouched.
Again, John Lovett, a good time to come with the blitz. Here he is, Rashad Walker. Nobody there to pick him up, and David Green never has a chance to set his feet and make the throw. A well-timed blitz by the Auburn defense.
4th and 7 from the 9. 2:24 to go.
If I'm David Green and I have any questions at all right here, any hesitation, I call timeout.
Twin receivers left, Gibson right, out of the backfield. That's Haynes. Across the middle. Incomplete.
I'm not so sure how much Fred Gibson wanted this one. When he comes across the middle, take a look over this part of your screen. When Fred Gibson comes into the screen, I don't think he went after that ball at all. He saw Tavarius Pounds, the linebacker, and he kind of short-armed that one. I mean, when you come in the middle, you know you're going to get hit. And Fred, who's been such an excellent player, needs to make that catch. But another big stop for the Auburn defense.
Fred Gibson, who says his first love is basketball and played that sport until his senior year in high school when he took up football for the first time.
And the reason he said he didn't like football, Vern, was because he didn't like people hitting on him. Well, he was going to get hit there, that's for sure.
On downs, on first down, Georgia uses a timeout. They've got one remaining, 24-17. On fourth down, the pass intended for Gibson. Tavarius Pounds, a presence on the play. Time call. Auburn leads 24-17. Fred Gibson, such a star in the last month.
Yeah.
But disappointing finish to that drive. Now Georgia 2nd down and 4. Auburn, rather. Georgia can stop it one more time. And here's another run by Williams around the left side. And let's go back for one more update. Here's Tim Brando in New York.
Oh, call it the look ahead, fellas. Last gasp for Chris Ricks, looking for the throwback in the end zone. Incomplete. NC State gives Florida State their first ever ACC loss at home. They were 39-0. NC State, the first ACC team to beat Florida State twice. How about that?
How about that?
How about that is right. How about how many points the Florida State defense has given up this year? Very, very uncharacteristic for the Seminoles.
3rd and 1. Power I set. Williams.
Stop. What a play. Call timeout. Stop the clock one more time.
4th down. They haven't called. Now they use it.
What a play by the Georgia defense. They're beat up. They're tired. But they find a way. Tony Gilbert leading the charge from his middle linebacker position. They get penetration, and that's what you have to do in short yardage situations. And they get a huge, huge stop.
Well, Auburn leading in this one by 7, but about to give up the ball. And they take on Alabama on CBS next Saturday afternoon. And then the postponed encounter with LSU on December 1st. So very much in control of their own destiny.
And amazing, too, when you consider all that they lost last year offensively, quarterback, wide receiver, both backs, and to be in the position they're in again this year is a real credit to Tommy Tuberville and his staff.
Tonight on CBS, we begin with an all-new Touch by an Angel. Then, if you never saw it, now's your chance to catch the very first episode of CSI at a special time. And it's followed by Saturday's #1 drama, The District, starring Craig T. Nelson, all here tonight on CBS. 24-17, Auburn trying to win for the 9th time in the last 10 trips to Sanford Stadium and to maintain control of their own destiny. We were tied at 17-17, and the Auburn Tigers got a 60-yard screen pass to set up a touchdown run to break the tie, and they lead it now by 7, about to give it back to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Nice job by Duval just getting it out of there.
There's Gary. Good open field tackle at the 47-yard line. Well, Georgia, Tennessee, this is the biggest win of the year thus far. This was David Green After Tennessee had gone on top, he found McMichael, and then a play for the ages for the Bulldogs. Veron Haynes on the play fake into the end zone. And they won at Tennessee for the first time since 1980.
Tennessee played a lot of prevent defense, soft zone in that last drive, and I'm sure Auburn remembers that too from their film study. Let's see if they decide to go after David Green in this scenario.
Mike Gilliam is on the field now, number 26, left side. Here's Green, pumps once, breaks a tackle, heads left, stopped at the 42. There is a ball loose.
They're saying he was down.
Yes, they are.
No timeouts for Georgia, so David Green needs to get up and get things moving. Brown can't cause a fumble. A lot of clock moving here. David Green needs to speed up his tempo a little bit.
Second down, he comes to the left. He's hit as he lets it go, but he gets the catch made. Terrence Edwards in front of Rashad Walker, and that stops the clock at the 37-yard line with 35 seconds to go.
Tough throw because Torgor is right on him, and he makes the nice throw on the sidelines, and Edwards knows where his feet are. Best thing that does is stop the clock. They still need to get the first down here.
3rd and 1. Handoff, Sanks. First down at the 22. The clock will stop while they move the chain.
Clock stops while they move the chain. That gives David Green plenty of time to get him reset and at the line of scrimmage. Remember, Fred Gibson, not a great effort on the last series on the crossing pattern. Let's see if they go to him now. He's up here at the top of the screen. Terrence Edwards, a big ball game today.
He and Gary are left. Here's Green back. Goes toward the end zone. Got a man at the 1-yard line.
Clock stops again. Another first down. 16 seconds. David Green can get him at the line of scrimmage again. Now they're substituting personnel. They're bringing in a heavy formation, extra tight ends.
Man late getting on for Auburn.
They may spike the ball here. No, they got plenty of time to get a play called.
Ball marked ready for play. Clock starts. Green. Handoff. Amazing. I can't
gotta
believe
get him
it.
lined up. Get down.
I don't believe the call. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Over. Inexplicable. Jasper Sank stopped at the 1. Time runs out. My, oh my.
Vern, the only thing I can think of is that Mark Richt thought he would fool him with the run. But with 16 seconds and no timeouts left, down to 14 or 13 when they snapped it, there's no way to unpile and spike the ball to kill the clock. And Auburn did the right thing. They held him up. They pushed him back. They stayed on it. Look at Tuffy say, just keep pushing him back. Hold on to him. Lay on him. Don't let him unpile.
On the other side, Mark Richt. First,
trying to get him to spike it. Yep.
Yep.
He thought he would fool him with the run. It didn't fool anybody, and Auburn escapes again in another last-minute win.
Let's go down to Jill Arrington.
Coach Tuberville, an emotional end to this game. What resilience your team showed by holding him off.
It's a heck of a way to make a living. I'd say it's you have to give it to our running back, Carnell Williams. You know, I don't know how many yards he got, but he ran it all night long. Our defense held in there. They got a great football team, and rightfully so. The thing came down to the last play.
Well, you really picked it up here in the second half. All the scores that you got, and that screen pass really did set up that touchdown that really clinched it.
Well, it really did, but we go back to defense. Defense really played a great game other than a couple of plays, but I'm proud of the whole team. We didn't play very well the last time on the road, but we did win a big road game tonight.
And you just keep winning. How do the Tigers keep doing it?
I don't know. We're going to keep rubbing that rabbit's foot, I guess, but these guys, when you play hard and you play with emotion, you got a chance.
All right, Coach, well, congratulations. Enjoy this win, number 3 for you here.
Hi, Jill, thank you. Let's take another look at the final play. Jasper Sanks, defensive surge, no time to get lined up and to spike the ball.
Mark Brown, a linebacker. He's been out with an injury. He was healthy this week for the first time in several weeks, got the penetration, and a huge defensive stop.
And our player of the game for the U.S. Army, Carnell Williams, 168 yards on a record number of carries tonight. He also had a screen pass. He carried it 41 times. Final score 24-17. Ball game ends with Jasper Sanks tackled by Mark Brown on the 1-yard line. Here's the line.